Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready?
So this first project is actually one that I wanted to have completed in last week's video, but I didn't quite get it completed. So if you remember the little stand that I made out of the mug holder, this is some of the leftover wood from those shelves. I didn't trim this piece of wood at all. This is exactly how long it was. And then I had this little metal cup that Sue had gotten from an estate sale. It appears to be like aluminum, and I just bent, it was like a little scoop, and I just bent the handle and then used a screw to put it in the wood. Next, I added some floral foam. I hot glued that in place, and I'm going to add some florals that I had left over from last year. I'm not particularly good at florals, but I really like how this came out. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. My next project started with Sue bringing home several boxes of books from an estate that she was cleaning out, and I decided it was time to do a couple of Pinterest projects that I've been watching. So I started tearing off all the jackets and then doing a lot of folding. So I tried several different methods of creating the paperback Christmas trees, and this is the one that I ended up liking the best. So basically you fold the top corner over and then fold it over again and then just fold the bottom up, and you keep doing this over and over and over again until you've done it to all of the pages. A skinny book less than probably 3/4 of an inch works the best. I'll almost say it could be a little bit less than that. The big fat books are too big. Now I've got to make a base for my Christmas tree, so I'm going to use my S50, which is back in stock. And then I'm going to use Sun-Kissed by Dixie Belle Silk Paint. And I'm painting an old spindle that came from a bed that had broken at our warehouse from our staging company. I'm going to cover this with 2 coats of silk, which is an all-in-one paint. And then I'm going to move on to dry brushing my Christmas tree with some of the silk as well. I don't want to saturate the tree, but I do want the pretty sun-kissed color to be on the outside of the pages. Next, I'm just going to distress my little stand here, and then it will be time to hot glue. I am using Gorilla Glue glue sticks, and I'm adding quite a bit. I want to be sure that this tree is very secure. Of course, I'm gluing paper to wood, so it'll be very sturdy as time goes on. And of course, I had to add some cute little bows to the bottom as well. So I also did these little book stacks, which you kind of saw under the Christmas trees there. So let me show you how I did the bows. I did this exact same bow for the bow that was under the wooden piece with the metal container and the flowers, and then for the bottom of the Christmas trees, and then for the top of the book stack. I'm cutting lace, a variety of ribbon. I have dollar store ribbon. I have all kinds of ribbon that I've collected all over the years. I'm just stacking them. If they were too wide, I literally cut them in half. Just keep layering and layering and layering and figure out what you like in there. If you like it to be a fluffier stack, then add more materials. And I sort of alternate the patterning of them. And then the important part is that you squeeze them together. You don't let them fold in the middle. So you just got to kind of pinch that middle so it doesn't curl over, and then wrap another ribbon or string around the bow and just tie it nicely. I do this kind of for all of my bows in this particular video.
Be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to. There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing
And on to another craft. I had these reproduction spindles in my stash, so I decided I was going to finally do something with them, and I am just using a little bit of the silk mineral paint. I am just gonna batch paint a bunch of these out. After I have 2 coats on the entire piece, I am gonna go through with some 220 sandpaper and give them all a light scuff. Next up, I'm going to add some ribbon. I have some Dollar Tree ribbon and some of the other ribbon that I used previously, and I am just going to use some hot glue and start spinning them around the spindles until I have a look that I like.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me, but this time.
Now I'm going to use Dixie Belle's Silk Mineral Paint and put 2 good coats of paint on here. These are dollar store prayer candles. Once I have 2 solid coats, I'm going to use some burlap ribbon that I have and some Dollar Tree ribbon that I got last year that has some cool spider webs. It's like a netting ribbon, and I have wrapped them around my candle to get the ideal length, and then I am just hot gluing them. This is a project where one of those little plastic or rubber fingers would be helpful to really push the ribbon down and not burn the heck out of your fingers, but I have them but did not pull them out, so I guess it wasn't so bad. You do want to make sure this is glued down all the way and the hot glue gets through both layers. After you've got this part glued in, it's time to make more bows, and I used the netting on these and I sort of doubled it up to make sure that they were super visible, and that ended up being sort of my highlight. Now, I showed you how to make the bows earlier, but I did do a lot of rag bows as well. So here's how I do the rag bows. This is basically cotton material where it folds in half. You just cut a little portion and then rip it across. And then once you've got the torn pieces, then you can basically fold it and stack it out exactly the way that we did the other bows.
This time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to. There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me, but this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. God, I'm sick of this waiting. You got me going crazy tonight.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed what I put out, and if you want to see more like this, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to share this with your friends, and if you haven't already, join our creative group, Creating the Hive, on Facebook, and I'll see you there. Items that we either thrifted at the thrift store and have had sitting on our shelves. We have, doesn't really matter. Does anybody care? No, they don't care.